What's up, dudes? Mason here. It's actually a pretty special day today. My legs and shoulders are pretty absolutely destroyed over the last couple days. So my coach advised me take a rest day. Said if I wanted to hit a little bit of cardio, don't go too crazy. And so today's gonna be a little bit different, a little change of pace. I was actually gonna go over my typical prep, I was gonna go over what I've been eating the last 4 weeks on a daily basis. So it's just gonna be a full day of eating. Might have a few moments at work tonight. I do work a pretty extended shift just because we have a Star Wars event going on tonight. And so I'll be there a bit longer. But I'm just starting my day off like I do every day with 8 ounces of black coffee. I put a little bit of sugar-free cream in there. And usually some people like their coffee hot. I prefer mine iced. So that's 30 calories in here. And then 7 egg whites. So that's 120. And then 5 extra with the mustard. So that comes out to 155 calories for my first meal. Typically, I eat this meal and then I go to the gym and try and get my my cardio in, my fasted cardio. That way I'm in a fasted state, I'm nice and leaned, I can meet with my coach, and I'm not super watery at that point. Because usually the night before, like every night when I go to bed, I take 150 milligrams of dandelion root. And that's like a diuretic. It just flushes the water out of my system. I always advise people at least drink 2 gallons of water if you're going through the bodybuilding prep. It helps circulate fluids through your body, helps you get the bad shit out, as well as it actually helps lean you down. But yeah, we're gonna get this in, and then we'll see you again at the next mealtime. Welcome back, guys. It has been a few hours now, so I figured we'd move on to our second meal. The second one of my day is usually what I eat right when I get back from doing my first round of fasted cardio. So we're typically doing a bit more on the caloric side. It's usually about almost 500 calories, or yeah. But 5 ounces of flank steak equals out to about 273 calories. Serving of cream of rice, 158 to 160, around that range. And then a tablespoon of honey, just to spark the body, give it a little bit of energy, a little bit of sugar. But that's 64 calories. Add that all up, it's just shy of 500 calories. But we're gonna cook this up, and then I'm gonna slam meal number 2. I know some of you guys might be thinking, it's like, well, Mason, aren't you getting ready for a show? Why are you eating carbs? Why are you eating sugar? Shouldn't it just be steak and meat and protein and vegetables? No. If you do that, well, you're not gonna make it very far. You're gonna lose a lot of your energy. You're not going to be able to train as much. You're going to be able to go to the gym still. You cut out all your carbs. Now, I'm not saying don't go crazy and eat like 100 grams of rice or a cup of rice every single meal. You want to definitely be at a caloric deficit, but you don't want to kill yourself. Right now, I'm sitting at about 203. I've got, what, four weeks and some change to lose 8 pounds. And see, now I'm not carrying as much water on me, but I want to be, I definitely want to be at about 197 when we run around to peak weeks. Then when we've just hose our body with diuretics, which is part of the process, is just absolutely squeezing your body like a sponge free of all water, and you're just dry as fuck. I want to be ready for that. Everybody's body reacts differently to dieting. Mine, when I started this cut at about 9 weeks out from the show, I was at like 220. I already lost 15, 16 pounds. But that's just how my body works. Some people gain weight easier. Me personally, if I want to gain weight, and we'll see it when I start bulking, I mean, I have to be at a consistent, and don't get me wrong, bulking is being at a consistent surplus in calories, but I have to be at an extreme surplus, not because of my metabolism, it's just I'm always out doing shit. I'm always just working out, like I serve / I'm training bartend, so I'm always on my feet doing stuff. I'm not sedentary. I'm not just sitting down. The only time I'm sitting down is when I'm done with work, not fooling around with friends, and that's when I'm watching stuff on YouTube or I'm gaming. But it's like, it's the extremes. I'm either literally doing nothing or I'm up going 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's why my version of a rest day is I'm still going on and hanging out with people. I'm just not hitting the gym. That's why I take my my rest days very seriously, as we've done today. We're just chilling. Just as much as I take my cheat days very seriously. When I get a cheat day, guys over at Chipotle know me very well. They know my order. I go in there and I get 2 burritos, everything on it. Steak and chicken, double. And I get it in the bowl with the tortilla, so I can get my chips, and then I dip them in, eat all the chips with it, and then usually there's like half a burrito left, and I wrap it up, eat it, and then guess what? I fall asleep from a food coma, wake up, guess what's right next to me? Another bowl with a fucking burrito, except this time we don't have the chips, but I digress. You gotta take your bulk seriously too. That's when the fun lifting happens too. You start throwing around some big weight. A couple things you'll realize from our time together is that bodybuilders almost become absolute fiends in the kitchen, because you do this for a couple seasons, you start to get really fucking creative as to how you can make your stuff. I used to get really creative with sweet potatoes. I'd turn them into sweet potato pancakes. Wasn't the best. It was a nice change of pace. Anything to fool the mind into thinking that even for a moment you're not in this monotonous cycle goes a long way. Ugh. Now, I mentioned it earlier, but you gotta keep the fluids going. So whenever you see me at home, I'm always gonna be running around with a glass in my hand of water. It's like glued to my hand. It's always within reach. I have my giant like 2-liter bottle of water downstairs. But we're about to slam this meal. Got my oats, or my cream of rice. Don't get me wrong, I love cream of rice. I always default to thinking I'm eating oats whenever I see a bowl with white stuff in it. But oats is my all-time favorite. It's so, you can mix it with so much stuff. It's my favorite thing in the off season because what I'll do is I'll put a protein powder in it, mix it up, put a little bit of coconut oil in it, and I learned that from an IFBB pro at Metro. But it starts to thicken up almost like cake. So, pointer if you're getting into it, or just if you like oatmeal in the morning. And then we also have our flank. But I'm going to slam this, and then in a few hours, before we get ready for our job, we're going to slam our third meal. And then while we're driving to work, we might have a little brief car talk, have our snack, and we'll go on from there. All right, guys. Glad you guys could join me for the third meal. We're actually just going to skip through the whole cooking process because no cooking needed. Third meal is 8 ounces of tuna and 10 banana pepper rings. Just to get my my sodium, electrolytes, and everything in there with the peppers. But that does come out to 230 calories. But if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm catching up on a recent Tekken 8 tournament. I like to watch the content, see how competitive players play. Maybe I can catch a thing or two, see some stuff that I haven't seen before, tips and tricks. But I'm going to get this fish down, and then I'm going to shower, brush my teeth. Can't be walking into work with fishy breath. Oh, shit. Forgot you guys were there. I just got a head start on my fourth meal. 6 ounces of chicken. 1/4 cup of apple. I was running a little bit on a time crunch. Last I saw you guys, I was eating my tuna. And my cat hopped right on my lap, warmed me up, nestled down, and I fell asleep. Got about 30 minutes before I gotta get into work. So I'm about to throw this down, get a shower in, because gamers and lifters do shower. And get to work. Maybe get some pictures of some of the Star Wars mugs that are gonna be there tonight. I know there's gonna be some cool drinks. If there's stuff that's getting lit on fire, there's a chance I can get some videos of that too. So I am genuinely excited about that. But you might be asking, it's like, well, Mason, aren't you going to cook your chicken? Well, at the end of the week, we cook all our chicken. Just get nice and crispy. Yeah, it might be dry. But you do this long enough, you just get used to stuff not having any seasoning or sauce on it. You come to appreciate it when you're out of season. You know, bodybuilding isn't easy. There's a lot of things that you got to do in it that not a lot of people like to do. Unseasoned food, lack of flavors, waking up early. It's part of it. I like to call it almost like a rite of passage. That in order to be great, you gotta, to some degree, you have to go through a bit of discomfort. People will say you have to suffer. I don't think you have to go to that extent. But I'm all down for earning your stripes one way or another. This is just my version of that. I've known a lot of people who get into bodybuilding, or that they want to. They get in 5, 10 weeks, getting ready for the show. It's really coming up. And their weight hasn't changed in 3 weeks. Lo and behold, every time they have chicken, they're throwing Sweet Baby Ray's on it. Like, the fuck do you expect, man? You're trying to be in a caloric deficit. Yeah, you're putting 200 calories worth of shit on your meat 3 times a day. You're actually gaining weight. I'll tell you. Because I had struggling seasons where my coach was like, all right, you need to lay off, like, the honey mustard. Because mustard's really popular, but honey mustard, you be careful you get that from. You gotta get that low-calorie stuff. Doing bodybuilding, you very quickly become resourceful and very keen to healthy alternatives. Speaking of healthy alternatives, here's a little break from my shit with the kitty cat. You're the one who put me to sleep. There you go. But bodybuilding is not always easy. It's fucking fun as hell. But it's uncomfortable. As all great things are. I got you, bud. You see me eating, I can't let you not eat. There you go. Now, the macros on this, 6 ounces of chicken is 281 calories. Quarter cup of apple is 30. So we're looking at 310, 311 calories for this meal. Keeping it light. 7 meals a day. Gotta crank up your metabolism. All right, we made it through the shift. Like I've said before, I'm actually pretty tight with the guys in the kitchen, so they were able to whoop me up something pretty nasty here. I got 3 ounces of steak, 3 ounces of chicken, no seasoning, as well as 2 cups of mixed cucumber, broccoli, and lettuce. So a nice good salad. And they were able to provide a little bit of sriracha in a little cup. Not even halfway full, but similar to mustard, sriracha is devoid of very many calories, so it works for us. All of this adds up to just less than 400 calories. Got 165 for the steak and 128 for the chicken, plus the 20 to 30 calories that you'll find in the salad. You're just around 400. But it was a hell of a night. Just want to talk to you guys about that real quick. I wasn't able to get too much footage just because it was so packed. I was very excited though, because I was able to briefly get on camera the one drink from our specialty Star Wars menu that we actually light on fire. So I was really excited about that. It was a fun night. There was a drink that I taste tested, because obviously you want to understand the flavor profile to talk to the customers. But golly, they called it Jittery Little Creatures, but it was in an Ewok mug. And one of the core ingredients, which figures why it's called jittery, is it had cold brew coffee in it. And so when I took a sip of it, I mean, all these drinks, if you know tiki culture, very rum based. Rum flies around within these drinks. I couldn't taste, like I maybe ever so slightly I could taste the alcohol, but the alcohol was almost undertoned by, or it was like my taste buds were being fooled into thinking that that alcohol undertaste was like an espresso bitterness. And so I was like, dude, this is a dangerous drink because I could literally like get one of those "he was number one" hats with the straws coming down from the cans right into your mouth. I kid you not. And I don't drink at all. You give me a hat, pumping that into my mouth, dude, I'm slurping for days. I swear to God. I think that shit was so good. I'm a coffee guy. Undeniably, I'm a coffee guy, but I'll never go to Starbucks. Shit's overpriced. I like old fashioned, make my own coffee, and then I provide the cream. And every now and then I'll put a little bit of sugar in there. But I'm pretty hardcore on my love for it, but I won't go to the extent of having overpriced coffee. When literally, let's be honest, the fucking shit you buy at Starbucks, paying $6 for a coffee, and 80% of it is ice. Fuck no. Why would I do that? Fucking silly as shit, bro. Great business idea. Sell ice with a little bit of beverage, and then overprice that shit by like $300. Fucking brilliant. Gosh, I always like when I get a salad on my menu because in our last season, I had the best menu. I don't know what it was. Like maybe it just clicked with me. But I had this salad when I was doing roofing, and I'd always eat it on the way home after the job because the way home, like driving back to the office before actually leaving to go home, was always like 30, 40 minutes. And I had like 2 cups of salad roughage, like whatever I wanted, as long as it wasn't jack shit. Salad roughage with tomato cherries, a little bit of balsamic to get the fat in on my diet, and chicken with mustard. Oh my God. I would eat that shit so quick, and I'd be so like satiated for once, like one time every day, that I would fall asleep with a slight food coma heading back to the office. And then obviously I'd wake up and be terrified because like shit, I'm fucking roofing here. But I mean, credit out to the guys who do that day in, day out. Awesome guys. So we just got back from eating our food and work. And so we're gonna do our 6 ounces of turkey and a cup and a half of pepper. So I do have the pepper here. Just gotta cut it up into the 1.5 ounces. So give me a second. Perfect. Now that we have that ready, we can get the turkey nice and ready for the pan. So we have our turkey here. I like to portion these out when I cook them, pre-cook them before I put them on the pan at 2 ounces a piece. You'll see, I have a couple little rectangles in there. Each one's about 2 ounces. We're gonna put 3 in there. That comes out to 346 calories for 6 ounces. Plus the cup and a half, which is about 27 calories. Comes out at, mental math, wow. I think somewhere around 375 calories. Full. Cup and a half. Usually I have this mixed, but when I went to the market, they had a really good deal on green peppers. It was like fucking like, it was like 3 for $3. So I'm like, sign me up. maybe even less than that. But it's something nasty good. So I've got that going. See, I'm already tired. I'm reaching for the wrong stuff. So I've got a bone to pick with this type of spatula. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for crushing up meat and like ground beefs and stuff. So I had to resort to the old reliable. That's what SpongeBob said, old reliable. Except we're not going jellyfishing on this one. Uh-oh, trying to make a break for it. She thought I'd throw that back in the pan? What are you, crazy? There's no calories to be had from eating off the floor. I'm a savage. I'm not an animal. What's wild is I was able to get 2 birds stoned on this one. Oh, I'm making my peppers and turkey. I almost forgot. I already made my eggs for later on my last meal. 6 egg whites, 1 whole egg, 72 calories on the whole egg, and then 103 on the egg whites. Now I'll add up all the numbers, and this is what I'm eating every day until I get my new menu. Other than that, guys, I do have the turkey. Put a little bit of mustard in there. You know how I am with my turkey and mustard. I have my egg, which I'm going to eat about an hour from now after I'm done with this. But other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope this was a little informative, a little change of pace from the usual lifting. I want to start actually doing this once a week. Maybe I'll plan this rest day to be the day that we go to the grocery store, or maybe I'll give you an update on my new meal plan. Just a little change of pace. See how we like it. Other than that, y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.